There he goes. Hey, great. Quite the setup. So first snack here is a cracker made from Perigord truffles with minuet goat's cheese from Andante dairy, cured lamb heart, and malt vinegar.
Alrighty. Next snack here, we have a puffed beef tendon with sweet potatoes and vinegar of roasted onions.
How are you guys? Great. Okay. So up next is slices of shimaji. It's Japanese jackfish that we lightly cured. In between you'll find slivers of white asparagus. Right here is a sauce made from fermented pine mushrooms that we started last winter. And a little bit of spruce as well.
They be on me, but they all be disingenuous. Bitch, I came around addiction, see like party interventions. Your soul looking down over your body in suspension. The critics, no shit ain't adding up. No, you a phony. Check your image, rapping tough, but all them niggas in your audience. Wow, man.
Another snack here. You guys have a crostade made from Pilsner. Inside is smoked Sacramento sturgeon, Verjus gelée, and crispy seaweed.
Big fan, you like catching it. So much good about you. Dr. Sellers, you couldn't get it together. I just played it while you're quietly observed, trying to play me for the herd. Be compensated, man, I'm not getting you on me, bro. Even though I know that's still. Come on, let's go. So sick. I'm playing low, I was like, yeah. Come on, she was. Yo, she was like Jane Kennedy.
So these are main scallops sliced raw with a grilled shelled peas and a red bud vinegar with a plumwood oil.
Another snack here, we have a cornet made of grilled beets. We top it off with sherry and bone marrow.
How's everything so far? Awesome. So right here, you guys have Kaluga caviar. Underneath, you'll find an emulsion made from roasted hen fat, and served with a sauce that we make from roasted onions and fresh bay leaves.
I have to be dead for them to say that you took it from me. The 20% of you that belongs my Tootsie's money. Nigga, I'm wildin' with your bread. You over.
So this here is Dungeness crab, seasoned with bonito. There's crispy Monterey seaweed and a sauce made from horseradish and shrimp.
Yeah, I used to hide my pain in the line behind the bars when my niggas carry me out. And if money's all out of me, my grave can bury me now. I know I tend to talk about how I got a fortune on me. Who that carry the guilt of the city's misfortunes on me. I even got the cleanest staff plotting extortion on me. It's the bacon slowly, my heart feel vacant and lonely. But still, I'm making the most of this shit and more. Every single move is like rolling dice on the board. See too many brothers get 25 from the boys. I'd rather see all of them get 25 from the Lord. And if the last negotiation made you pay me too.
Dave, how's it going? Alright, coming next is going to be a Portuguese blue lobster, warmed up in brown butter. Underneath is a miso made with grilled green garlic, and I'm going to put a sauce on in a moment made from all the shells, a little bit of Pilsner and roasted yeast. On the side is fermented potato bread with toasted caraway seeds, and then the butter in the middle is made with cultured cream and roasted beef fat. How's everything going so far? Good? Yeah, nice. This next one's going to be a grilled monkfish. Little sauce made from champagne and blue mussels. A little bit of fennel pollen as well. And on top are spring onions. Next snack is going to be a rye bun filled with blue mussels. On top are marinated turnips. Thank you. This next one's going to be a squab breast coming from Modesto. Underneath is a bit of huckleberries, and then the sauce is made from all the bones and birch bark. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, good morning. It's the baby-faced Don Don checking in. And I want you to know.
So this next one's going to be a pork coming all the way from Middleton, California. The breed is going to be an Iberico pig. So they brought them over from Spain. All they eat their whole lives are acorns. So these are cooked with juniper throughout the night. The sauce is made from the grilled bones of the pork and a little bit of mustard. How's everything going? Yeah, nice. You're both from the city? You live in the city? Yeah.
Some cured meats here going to the later part of the savor menu. This first one here is the loin of a 9-year-old dairy cow from Marin that we cure and hang for around 6 months. This one here is the belly of the same Iberico pig you had on the previous course that we smoke and cure at juniper. Different parts of a cow from Western Washington. On the left side there is the ribeye. It's been aged 90 days. The bottom slice is the eye of the rib. On top of it is a slice of the cap. The piece closest to you is the heart that we just cook over the fire. There's a morel mushroom with the sauce of tarragon leaves. And the jus here is made from the roasted bones and pink peppercorn. So this right here will be your last series course of the night. It's also your cheese course. Right in front of you is a tart made with pig fat. Same pig you've had plenty of times tonight. There's a Tom Stolze sheep cheese made by the same dairy farm that made the cheese in the first step. The cheese is wrapped in an elderflower gel and then topped with some Perigord chocolate. In that teacup you have a smoked ham hock broth with koji oil. I recommend eating the tart first and then chasing with the broth.
First dessert course of the evening here, we have a rhubarb sorbet. Underneath that is a jam with Riesling and more rhubarb and cream of eucalyptus. Final dessert here, we have a sourdough custard. Inside is roasted yeast, caramel, and cocoa nibs. Here on the other side, we have an ice cream made with roasted hay.
bites here for you. You see salted butter toffee, followed by a bonbon with 70% dark chocolate with a stout filling. Starting here is a hazelnut and white chocolate praline with preserved elderflower. Finally, a meadow sweet pâte de fruits. We'd love to send you home with a physical memory of the night. Would you like a Polaroid photo taken? Alright, we'll be right over.
Thank you, Kiln, for the bold meal. Now it's time for my rating to see if it's worth the travel. First, I just want to emphasize that I favor food with minimal and pure flavors, where the freshness of the ingredients can shine through. With that in mind, I like to say that while I did enjoy a few courses like the shima aji, Dungeness crab, and hay ice cream, I found that all the others were either too salty or overwhelmed by sauces. This tasting menu is simply not my cup of tea, so I rate the food a 2.3 out of 5. The ambiance is surprisingly opposite to the maximalist and bold flavors of the menu. The restaurant is decorated with minimalist decor, featuring simple white cloth covered tables in a concrete slated room. However, the music selection, which includes pop and hip-hop songs by artists like Lana Del Rey, complements the food perfectly. In terms of service, I love how each course is served by a different chef, adding a personal touch to the experience. The staff is incredibly helpful with any questions I have about the restaurant and the tasting menu. They're also friendly and knowledgeable, so I rate the service a perfect 5. The restaurant is located in San Francisco Civic Center, which is surrounded by plenty of tourist attractions such as the Painted Ladies and the Asian Art Museum. And if you're into music, you can check out the War Memorial Opera House or Bill Graham Civic Auditorium after your meal. This convenient location earns a 5. The tasting menu is $245, making it 3.5 for the price. The overall rating is 3.95, which makes it worth local travel. So if you live in California, Kiln is 100% worth the visit. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.